Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005. You're listening to Gamertag Radio. With your hosts, podcaster Hall of Famer Danny Pena, the always opinionated Paris Lilly, and from outside of the norm, Peter Toledo. This is Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio Emergency Podcast, episode 1115. This is your host, Danny, and also joining me here for this emergency podcast is Paris Lilly. Paris, what's going on, man?
Hey, what is going on, man?
Wow. I don't know what's been going on over there at Xbox, but they've been dropping news left and right. But the news that we're going to be talking about, which is, I think, a game changer, is the MLB The Show, which is coming out sometime next month, and actually this month, is coming out day one on Xbox Game Pass. So we're going to be talking about our thoughts, everything. But first, head over to gamertagradio.com and listen to our past episodes. You could also find us on any podcast app. Just search for Gamertag Radio. Make sure to subscribe, follow us, or even post a review. If you would like to be part of our fan mail discussion, here's how you can contact us.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, Paris. So let's talk about this news, man. So I just woke up. You know, I slept late because I was watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier last night. And I wake up, I get to see this news that the new MLB The Show is actually coming out day one on Game Pass. I wasn't ready for this news at all, man. Were you surprised about this news? And we'll go from there, man.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it was a big surprise to see this drop, you know, on a Friday morning at 6 a.m. But it's like when I started thinking about it more, I'm not surprised in this sense. We already knew that, you know, MLB had basically mandated they wanted their game on multiple platforms, and there was the risk that the MLB, there would be MLB games that potentially EA could start making one again, 2K and all that. And obviously PlayStation negotiated whatever they negotiated, and they kept MLB The Show. And they decided to make it multi-platform. You know, it's coming to Xbox. There was going to be a Switch version. I don't think that's happening this year, maybe down the road or whatever. But the point is, it was already going multi-platform. It was going cross-play. And we know this was at the mandate of the license holder, which is Major League Baseball, right? So when you think of it that way, are we really surprised that Microsoft probably, again, this is clear assumptions here, probably went to Major League Baseball and negotiated a deal like, hey, we would love to bring MLB The Show day one to our subscription service. Here's X amount of dollars up front. Here's maybe stuff on the back end, depending on how many people download and all that. You negotiate the deal, and they made it happen. It is crystal clear that Microsoft/Xbox is in the games subscription business. That's where they want you to play their games. That's how they want you to consume their games. Yes, you can still go buy it for $60 or $70 a pop, as we always have, but they continue to want to add value to Xbox Game Pass. And to see this happen, again, take the console war stuff out, take all that out. If you own an Xbox and you're subscribed to Game Pass, this is incredible value. This is a game that you potentially may not have wanted to buy for $60, but now that you have access to it, you'll give it a try. It has crossplay. You can still play with your PlayStation friends and all that. It's a no-brainer. From an MLB standpoint, of course they're going to do something like this. From a Microsoft standpoint, of course they want to do something like this because it's a win-win scenario for both of them. Now, the one thing that I have seen already here on social media is, you know, people that are only on PlayStation that don't have an Xbox or don't subscribe to Game Pass, you know, they're a little upset by this. And I get it. I totally get it. The other part of this, MLB The Show also will be streamable via cloud if you have Game Pass Ultimate. So that's another incentive there. But I do understand from a PlayStation only person standpoint that, you're looking at it like, well, damn, if I had an Xbox, I for all intents and purposes could get MLB The Show, quote unquote, for free if I was a Game Pass subscriber. I don't have that option on PlayStation. I can't remember if it's $60 or $70, but in other words, you got to go spend the $60 or $70 up front if you're only on PlayStation. And my only thing to this is like I said, I can understand people looking at it that way and getting upset, but the reality is nothing's changed for you because you were going to get MLB The Show anyways, right? It's just now on another platform, people have a way to get it via subscription and you don't. This doesn't affect you in that way other than maybe it makes you think twice now. Do I need to go get an Xbox? Do I need to go to subscribe to Game Pass? And this honestly is the whole point of why Microsoft is doing this. They're trying to incentivize people to subscribe to Game Pass. So overall, this is just good for gamers, period, because you have a choice. You don't have to get Game Pass. You don't have to consume it that way. You can still, even if you're on Xbox, you can still go buy it. Nothing changes in that sense. But obviously, I'm a big fan of Game Pass. I know you are too. I just see this as, wow, Microsoft is truly trying to disrupt here with the subscription service. We've already seen Outriders just yesterday come to Game Pass. Now we're going to get MLB The Show on the 20th. So, I think it's pretty exciting. I do. And it'll be interesting to see what is next because they're not done. More is going to come when it comes to that with third party. So there's my opening salvo.
Yeah. No, let me tell you. And for those that don't know, if you go right now to the Xbox Wire or just Xbox.com, there's like the whole announcement of MLB The Show 21. It's actually coming to Xbox Game Pass on day one. And if you see the post is from Jamie Leese or Lise, I don't know how to pronounce that name just in case, but sorry if I'm butchering it. But this is the MLB Senior Vice President of Games and VR. So it wasn't Sony. This is not a Sony game. They have a deal, Sony MLB, like we were saying, Paris. And we were having this discussion behind the scenes too, where you just said about that this decision was more because of MLB. Now, a lot of the listeners are going to say, but wait a minute. MLB has another game, which is RBI. Why that is not coming out of the Game Pass? Why it has to be this game? Again, behind the scenes, like you said, Paris, there probably was a major contract or a major deal that this was going to benefit MLB. Plus, and the most important thing is more people are going to be coming back to play baseball. Because if you actually think about it, man, in the past, all these baseball games were kind of like a failure. Like it was graphically, it was good, it was a lot of fun, but it was only that core audience that would just play it, and that's it, right? But the key thing that companies like MLB and other ones, they want an audience that are not into baseball. They want to get that crowd too. Every business wants to do that, and I think the easiest way to do that is to have this game available to a service like this, like Game Pass. Plus Xbox has the numbers of subscribers, but they probably going to all these companies, breaking it down like, look, this is why this would benefit. Because if you think about it too, yeah, you're playing on Game Pass, which is, people are going to say this is free, but any game that's available on Game Pass, all these companies are getting royalties too, man. It's not like this is free and that's it. They're getting money through there. They're also getting money if you either buy the game through there or not. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways for the companies to get royalties and income from that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a huge win, man. Now, again, Paris, look, I'm not here to talk about the console work. That to me is like is trash. But from the eyes of from people that doesn't know about the business, how bad this is going to look for Sony, Mike? Because I feel like announcements like this should make the company think about making some changes for their services too. Because just imagine a game like this on PlayStation Now on day one, Paris. This will be a huge win for Sony, a huge win. And I think hopefully this might make the decision for them in the future to make those changes. Do you agree or not?
I get what you're saying. I honestly don't want to really delve into that too much because, I mean, arguing about PlayStation, Xbox, and all that isn't the whole point of this. If you're on PlayStation, you can still go buy MLB The Show 21. I personally don't know if PlayStation can do the Game Pass model the way that Xbox is. Again, we're talking $1 trillion company versus a multi-billion dollar company. Maybe they don't have the upfront capital to pull off these big third-party deals, because that's kind of where, if you look at where Game Pass is going now, this is the thing. Yes, Xbox has invested in their own internal studios. They've acquired Bethesda. They've done all this. But now they're being very aggressive with making these deals with third-party publishers. And now we're starting to see third-party stuff come to the service day one. Obviously, Outriders, now MLB The Show. What's next, right? I don't know if PlayStation can cut these kind of deals. I just simply don't know. And I'm not trying to debate that. I'm not trying to say which one is better or which one's not. But, you know, for a person that just loves gaming and just wants to consume games and isn't overly concerned about, well, it's a subscription model, so I don't quote unquote own the game. Yeah, Game Pass makes a lot of sense, right? But there's other people out there that, you know, they want some ownership over their titles. They are willing to spend the $60 or $70 up front because they want to own that game. They don't want it to quote unquote potentially disappear from the service at any given point in time. So there's going to be a sect of people where, okay, it's on Game Pass, so what? I'm still going to go buy it. And then there's going to be other people, like you're saying, that are going to look at this and go, well, damn, why doesn't PlayStation have something like this? I prefer to play games on PlayStation. I want them. PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus isn't enough. I need them to, quote unquote, up their game. Now, we will see over time how this plays out with Game Pass and, like you said, the numbers and engagement and all that. There could be a point in time where PlayStation Now, as an example, now we're starting to see, I don't know, I'm just pulling the game out of my butt, God of War Ragnarok day one on PlayStation Now. That doesn't happen right now because that's not PlayStation's model. We just don't know if we're going to see a scenario that forces them or makes them want to reconsider and change what they currently do. So like the one scenario I told you offline, let's just take MLB The Show as an example. Why, again, from a Major League Baseball standpoint, this is a good deal for them. And maybe this will change PlayStation's thinking down the road. So MLB The Show was exclusive on PlayStation, obviously a decade or however long it's been since we stopped seeing other Major League Baseball games on other platforms, right? MLB The Show, unquestioned, has been arguably not only the best baseball sim, but arguably the best sports sim out there for a decade running. I mean, it's been fantastic, right? But let's say only 10 million people were buying that game every year. I'm just pulling a random number out. Let's just say 10 million people were buying MLB The Show on PlayStation every year. Now, with it going to Xbox and to Game Pass, maybe only 5 million people buy it on PlayStation because they'll go buy it on PlayStation or they'll subscribe, right? But now you get an additional 10 million people on the Xbox platform that also will want to play MLB The Show or subscribe or whatever. Again, I'm just pulling random numbers to do simple math. So from a Major League Baseball standpoint, they just net gain 5 million more people that are engaging with their game. They went from 10 million to 15 million. They win. They win because, like you said, they're engaging. They're getting more casual people to actually jump in and at least try it. You at least try it. You try it. Maybe you try it. Maybe you do Road to the Show and you're like, oh my God, this is freaking great. Now I'm a baseball fan. Now I want to play MLB The Show. Now I want to engage with more baseball stuff. So this is probably the proposition that, you know, from a number standpoint, Microsoft is presenting to third parties, where we're giving you a different avenue with your games now with this subscription service. We give you some upfront security, you know, financially. You put it on our service day one. It creates more engagement, but you can still sell it the same way you always have. It's available on Xbox, available on PlayStation, PC potentially, and all that. But here on our service, people can subscribe, engage with your game more, and take baseball out of it. But I guess even MLB The Show does some of this, but maybe there's some transaction stuff that happens in there that people will now buy because they like your game. And overall, they now make more money versus the traditional model because they've embraced the subscription model. And again, I don't know if any of this works. I'm just on the outside speculating like everyone else. But clearly, there's some very smart people over at Microsoft who's crunch numbers and they think this works. And obviously they're investing in themselves and they're using, the weight of $1 trillion company to get more third parties incentivized to want to jump on too. What that means for PlayStation, I don't know. But it will be interesting to see if they pivot their business model because of what Xbox is doing right now with Game Pass.
Yeah, I was, super excited for the game to come on Xbox Series day one, MLB The Show 21. But man, this news got me even more excited. And I'm going to keep it real. Look, like Outriders, I was not really hype about it because I know you've been talking about it since last year because you went to the event, in which we're going to be talking about that more on the next episode of Gamer Tag Radio about the game. But I wasn't excited. Then I started playing it up, by myself. And this is before the whole announcement that it was coming out on Game Pass. And now that I see more people actually playing this game, and I randomly play with randoms there online. Last night I was playing for hours with Rihanna. I'm having a blast. Like, I'm having a blast. I didn't see myself buying this game at all, but now that this game is part of Game Pass, hey, there's more people playing. Let me just go all in, And now I'm having fun because this time around I'm playing online. Before I wasn't. I was just playing by myself. So I could see something like this with MLB The Show 21. And honestly, I don't remember the last time I was excited for a baseball game. This is probably when it was like the 2K series years ago. And I think this is going to make not only me, but a lot of people, Paris, that probably tapped out of baseball and just sports in general to go and play a game like this from the service. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be more people that just gave up playing sports games. And I think this is not going to be the only sports games that we're going to see on Game Pass on day one, Paris. We're going to see more of this in the future because the sales of sports, besides FIFA and maybe second place Madden, it's been slowly declining, like the sales. And I think having a game like this and more sports games like this to the service, I think is going to help not only sports games, but just games in general. Like,
you want some breaking news?
What's up? What's the breaking news now? Like breaking news!
NHL 21 and FIFA 21 are also coming to Game Pass in April and May. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But wait, not the new ones. The new ones coming later this year.
Current game. I mean, it's the current NHL during the NHL season is going to be on Game Pass, and FIFA's coming in May. Yeah. So,
yo,
I mean, it's not day one, but to your point that more sports games are coming to the service, it's happening. Madden 21 is already on there as well. It will be very again, Conspiracy Steve. Again, it will be very interesting to see what happens this August. And the reason I say this August is because that's when Madden 2020, I can't even say it. Madden 2022 will be out, right?
Oof.
Is that day one? We don't know yet. And I'm going to stick by this theory until I am proven wrong. Do not be shocked. Do not be shocked if Battlefield 6 is day one on Game Pass. And I get it. There's EA Premium and all that stuff. But again, the great Morpheus said it in The Matrix. Some rules can be bent. Others can be broken. There are no rules. If Microsoft approaches EA and was like, look, we'd love to bring Battlefield 6 or Madden day one, they work out a deal. Guess what? It's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. Because it's what you're talking about. Sports title. Look, Madden and FIFA are big and all that. But like even the NHL one, I have no idea how much that sells. But You know, if you're getting more engagement with your games, we know these sports games have microtransactions now. That's where you make the real money. Why not? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And look, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just being conspiracy Steve. I'm just saying there's no rules. Don't be shocked. Do not be shocked. And the reason I keep bringing up the Battlefield 6 one, you're going head to head with Call of Duty, which we know is the monster. Battlefield 5 was less than a success. Let's put it that way, right? You want to create excitement around Battlefield 6. You want to generate excitement by it, right? What do? Put on Game Pass. It's just literally what Square just did with Outriders. Look at the day one numbers for Outriders. And it wasn't just on console, even across PC. Want to know why? Because everyone was talking about it. And why was everyone talking about it? Because it was on Game Pass day one. It generated engagement with that title. I'm telling you now, what just happened with Outriders, what will probably happen with MLB The Show, other third-party publishers will be paying attention to this. And numbers don't lie. We can argue console wars and blah, 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 all that stuff. But real numbers, math is undefeated. So if the stats come out and show that there is more engagement with third-party games when they show up day one on Xbox Game Pass, guess what? You're going to see more third-party games show up day one on Xbox Game Pass. I've been saying it since last year, and I know people get mad when I say it. It is the future of how we will consume games. Well, I'm not saying whether you like it or not, because it's a choice. You don't have to, but I'm just telling you, same way we do Netflix, same way we do Disney Plus. Why can't we do that with games? And it's happening right before our eyes in real time. So don't be shocked. That's all I'm saying. Don't be shocked. And I could be a moron and completely wrong, but to me, it seems like a no-brainer, because Xbox wins because they get more people subscribing. Third parties win because they get more engagement with their games. Why not?
And gamers wins because
exactly
we have more choices now.
Exactly. It's about choice,
you know. Yeah. It is about choice. And people also they have to understand that you don't have to sign up to Xbox Game Pass. It's not like mandatory to enjoy all these games.
Nope.
Hey, it's a choice. You could even look, let's say you're not even a subscriber. You can still buy this game on Game Pass, Xbox, or on PlayStation. You could just buy it and not even be subscribed to Game Pass. But let me tell you, man, Outriders, MLB The Show 21, and there's going to be more games that's coming out on day one.
Yep.
Mark my words. And look, at first I was kind of like, okay, I can see that, you know, that theory with Paris saying about Battlefield. Dude, now I could see this even more, Paris, more than ever. Because honestly, this will benefit the service. This is going to help EA a ton if this is available on day one, because that's more engagement, more people trying out the game. Even if they just try out for a couple of days, that's a huge win for the company. Huge win, you know. So, and even this I've been doing the past few days. Xbox Game Pass is even better for indie developers. You know how many indie games I've been playing for the past few months that I have never tried before, especially now. Narita Boy came out. This was shown, was it last week during the indie game showcase ID at Xbox on Twitch. That game is phenomenal, and it's a must have. You definitely have to play this game if you're into the whole Metrovania / Ninja Gaiden. You gotta play this game.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Dope. But I think the news, I thought that Outriders news was a game changer. Dude, this is like a major win, a major game changer. And there's going to be more in the future, that games that we've never thought in our life it was going to be available for this service, man. Woo, I'm excited. I'm very excited about the future for Xbox Game Pass, man. This is something that as a gamer is exciting, man.
Well, the crazy thing about all this is, like we said before, they're not done. It's April. They're not done. If they're announcing this kind of stuff now, what are they going to do this summer? What are they going to do this holiday? That's the question. And again, like I'm telling you, math is undefeated. Numbers don't lie. Third-party publishers are paying attention to this. If Outriders is a huge success and it can be shown that Game Pass was a huge contributor to it, same with MLB The Show, other third parties are going to look at this and go, well, damn, maybe we need to bring our games there day one. It's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. And like you said, as gamers, we're the ones that win. We win because you ain't forced to do it. But if you do it, like the biggest thing with me with Game Pass is, and I know we sound like a freaking commercial for Game Pass, but honestly, I don't care, whatever, is the discovery, like you said, of indie titles, of these smaller titles that, or an old game that I never got a chance to play back in the day because I was addicted to Destiny, and now I can go jump into it and play it because it's on Game Pass, right? So I don't see the negative of this, at least right now. There may be down the road. We don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out over time. But right now, today, in 2021, Game Pass is a great value. I see a lot of compelling titles coming to that service. And like I said, we know Halo is going to be there day one. All the stuff that's coming. Still, it's an exciting time. If you're a gamer, it's an exciting time. And I'll say one last thing on this because I'm going to take my flowers. I'm going to take my victory lap on this one.
Yeah.
I told you. And honestly, you and Ree are the ones that put me over the top on this. The Xbox Series the Xbox Series S is the true Trojan horse here of everything that we're talking about. And I'm taking this from a parent's point of view. So when I went and hung out with Danny and Ree, some months back, they had the Series S. That was my first time seeing it in person, right? And we were playing Tetris and some other stuff. And even though it was in 1080p, I'm like, this thing's all right. This is cool. I need to go get one. So I went out and got a Series S. It has been the most played video game thing in my house ever since. My kids love it. I love it. I don't care that it's not in 4K. It does all the next gen stuff I want it to. Hey, I wish the storage was bigger, but you combine that thing with Game Pass and it's a monster. It is, because you know why? It's a good value. It's the cheapest next gen console coupled with that subscription service. From a parental point of view for my kids, instead of me having to shell out, $300-$400 every year trying to keep up with all the games that they want, I spend the $120, I give them the S, and they have instant access to hundreds of games. Why not? And like I said, my kids, what do they play more than anything? They play Skate 3. Skate 3, right? Of all the games, that's the one they play. But then, like, my oldest daughter plays a ton of indie games all the time. My son is always playing Minecraft Dungeons and stuff like that. It's like, that's the point in all of this stuff. It's about gaming. If you just love games, they're creating value. And as a parent, I can't fight that. I can't argue that. It's freaking great. Why not? And then I get something out of it too. So overall, it's just a good thing. And that's what people know. I don't know. Oh, you're commercial. Oh, you're fanboying over this. I don't care. Whatever. I'm grown. I don't care. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. I just look at what I see. What I see. Like, real quick, since I'm on a rant, because it came out it was 7 years ago this week that Phil Spencer officially became the head of Xbox, right? And, people obviously, oh, it's great. Look at how Xbox has changed. It's freaking true. And go back, pull the receipts of Gamertag Radio. You know how hard I've been on Xbox over the years. But when did that start changing? In 2016, because I was at that spring showcase in San Francisco, and Phil Spencer gave a keynote during that spring showcase that I'll never forget, because he literally laid out everything that we're seeing right now in that keynote on where Xbox was headed, where they want to take gaming, why they want to go beyond the console. They want to add all these services. They want to do all this stuff. And here we are. So give kudos where kudos is due. Xbox probably isn't even a thing right now if Phil Spencer didn't take over 7 years ago. And it's been amazing to see the transformation that they've done since the disaster that was 2013. Again, go pull the tape. You can hear me coming out of that press briefing not impressed. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is $500 for the stupid camera. This is crazy. I
remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my point on it is this. It's not a fanboy thing. It's not, Xbox, blah, 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 blah. No, Xbox screwed up plenty. But give credit when credit is due, is all I'm saying. And I see it. And are the top AAA exclusive games there yet? Nope, they're not. But we see that they're coming. They got 23 studios. They got freaking Bethesda. Okay? They're coming. We know they're coming. So I'm not saying today you need to pull out the pom-poms and be a super cheerleader if you're looking for the big AAA games from Xbox, because PlayStation is still eating their lunch when it comes to that, of course. But you see where they're headed. You see the services that they've curated now. You see they put all the infrastructure in place to be successful for the long term. And as a gamer, why wouldn't you be excited about that? That's all I'm saying. So whatever. Hey, again, this MLB The Show thing is just another feather in their cap. And I'll be very interested to see this summer and this holiday what else they have to announce. Because look, we know Starfield is coming. We know Halo Infinite's coming. Wolfenstein, Forza Horizon, what other third-party deals they got. Like, dude, there's a lot coming, and it's pretty exciting. That's all I'm saying.
You know what we have to do one of these days, Paris? We have to go back and listen to a recording from E3 2014.
Oh,
not
the
2013.
when we talked to Phil?
Yes, when we talked to Phil for the first time. And actually that was like day one of E3. I remember it was an early Tuesday morning, close to the afternoon, I think it was. And we sat down with Phil. And just the vibe, you could tell, even with talking with Phil during that time, that change was coming. And that was in the early days when he took over the company. So, yeah, I think we should do that, Paris. We should listen to it and just post a commentary. And even this too, you even mentioned about Kinect during that conversation too. I remember. I was like, oh my, you were like, I'm not a fan of Kinect. I was like, oh snap. It was a great conversation overall. But wow, it's like you said, man, and we've been saying this all for a couple of times now on the show. It's all about leadership, man. And I think if it wasn't for Phil, I think we would have not seen none of this for the company at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
and look, we're obviously, Phil, but it's also the team that he's built around him, because obviously it's, again, I what we're looking at right now with MLB The Show, that's Sarah Bond, and her team that put that together. So it's a team effort, but it has been great to see, because again, competition is what drives all of this innovation stuff. So a second or third place Xbox trying to catch up to PlayStation and Nintendo is what prompted all of this. And like you said, we saw them plant the seeds, back in 2014, 15, 16 to get to where they are today. Because again, the backwards compatibility stuff, that announcement now, with a lot of those old 360 and original Xbox games coming to the cloud now, right? Mm-hmm. The infrastructure to build that up, the backwards compatibility initiative started in 2015, right? Where they made this concerted effort for game preservation. Look at the flip side of it. PlayStation is start closing the PS3 and the Vita store. That's not great. It's not. There's just no way to spin that, right? So them having the foresight to do what they did, which was spurred by the competition, we're the ones that benefit from that. Look, I'm very hopeful that PlayStation gets the infrastructure in place so that they can also do exactly what we're seeing with Xbox. It will take time. It is the way that I see it, because it was an incentive for them. Whereas Xbox, hey, we don't have a bunch of great games right now. We're trying to build up our studios. Let's take a different approach. Let's beef up our backwards compatibility so that our entire library of games are accessible across multiple generations. That's amazing. That's fantastic. If you love gaming, because what was the first thing I did? I put up Banjo-Kazooie on a cloud streaming, and I'm like, look, make the sequel, damn it, because I'm ready. So again, as a gamer, all this stuff is great. It's good. I don't see the negative in the short term. There could be a long-term negative side to this. I just don't know what it is right now, but we'll have to see. So I'll just say again, man, it's going to be very interesting to see what else we get the rest of this year and beyond with them, because we know this isn't it. There's going to be a lot more to come.
Yeah. And this is I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. And like I said, this is a game changer, not only from when the announcement came out about Outriders, but man, this MLB The Show 21 is a huge game changer, man. So we'll see, man. Look, for those who are listening to the podcast, make sure to send us your thoughts about all this news. And please, Xbox, continue, because is either every day or every week there's something new from Xbox that is always gets announced. And who knows what else they plan to announce from now to the summer before the digital showcase, man. So I'm very excited to see what's next for them. So anything else, Paris, before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. Again, emergency podcast.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun when this happens, man. Like, honestly, I wasn't even planning to record, but I'm like, yo, Paris, you got to record. This is big. This is huge. This happens once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? But still, this is good. Mm-hmm. All right, so head over to gamertagradio.com. Listen to our past episodes. You could find us on any podcast app. Just search for Gamertag Radio. Make sure to subscribe, follow us, or even post a review. If you would like to be part of our fan mode discussion, here's how you could contact us.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so we'll be back next week with more news, and definitely going to talk about this whole E3 stuff that's been going on for like the past couple of days. But we're going to say that for another episode.
Oh, can we? Yeah, I was going to say we should tease one other thing. So the good folks at NVIDIA has sponsored a segment for Gamertag Radio, which we'll have on the next episode, and we're going to talk about Outriders, and we're going to talk about the advantages of using DLSS when it comes to PC gaming. So really looking forward to that, because I'm a tech nerd, so I like talking about that stuff. So I want to thank the good folks over at NVIDIA. And actually, they did a cool thing for you too. I guess you could say that right now, right?
Yeah, man. I'm upgrading my PC. I've been working on that for a while. So I got a 3080. I was in shock. Like I was very surprised to get this type of support from NVIDIA, man. I'm very excited, Paris, because we've been talking about this now for how long now? For years, that you guys been like, no, Danny, you have to upgrade. You gotta do this. And as a content creator, this is gonna help me not only create better content, but a lot faster, because I've been seeing all the content that Paris been releasing the past few months now, ever since he got also the 3080, and it's just been like on point, super fast, So, and not only that, I think this also is going to help me to play even more games on the PC, man. So, yeah, dude, thanks to the whole NVIDIA team for sending me the 3080. We're going to be talking about this on the next episode of Gamertag Radio. But, yeah, I'm very excited for the future, man, especially creating more content for the show, man. This is exciting.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So until next time, make sure to listen to our past episodes, and let us know your thoughts on Twitter. Until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.